want to take my slippers off and then my feet are going to be bare. I'll put them on.
Sounds like a you problem, I guess. Hello and welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that is Kaylee, and today we're going to yap about...
Yap, what a fun word.
I love that word, yapping away. Today we're going to talk about dating in your 20s.
Womp womp.
The thing is, though, in your 20s, like, we as a society talk about 20s as, like, one cohesive era.
No.
And it's, like,
That's so true.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Like, oh, in your 20s, like,
which
21
part?
is different than 23 is different than 25 is different than, like, there, I mean, I don't know because I haven't entered the other eras, but I feel like your 20s are the most.
Like, there's so many different shifts within that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Louie. Isn't he so cute?
No! Do it tonight.
You gonna drink?
I'm gonna drink. It's the before drink, but after drink. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
cool.
why I'm laughing, because I understood.
Yeah. It made sense. Okay, awesome. So I guess I don't even know where to begin with this, but let's talk about our current stand on
We're
dating.
single.
Yeah. But okay. Oh, this is literally, I didn't even think about this. We're gonna post this on Valentine's Day.
Oh my god, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get some today, because I won't.
But the funny thing is, so we're going out. That's why it's dark, because this is like a
That's why it's dark.
This is why it's
our
dark.
pregame.
We're going out tonight in hopes to.
Which, let's just take a moment. If you were here in real life, you would be clapping for us. Woohoo! Yay!
We're actually
You're
gonna
doing
go
it.
out and actually not just go out, but like our effort to be social.
Yeah, we're like, our goal of the night, the reason we're going out, is to talk to people.
So we'll have some updates on the next episode about how it went. Hopefully something good. I don't know.
Hopefully.
And do you want to tell the project we're gonna do?
We are gonna make French.
Sorry. It's hitting me.
I'm
It's not alcohol in this.
speaking.
It's just an energy drink, and I'm getting a little loop. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago we went out. What time did we get there? It was like 9. Could have been 8:30. I don't know.
Like, it was
what did we do
early as-
before? We did something before that.
Did you hear that?
Okay?
It was coming from the depths of my soul.
Something trying to climb out.
It's like, help.
Let me out.
I don't even know. I don't even know what you're referring to.
I think.
What are you talking about?
Mommy.
Mommy. The other day she called me mama. Anyways, Tange, but
Tange.
continue.
Whoa, that was like a tange within a tange within a tange. Anyways, we're gonna make friendship bracelets tonight. They're courtship bracelets.
Are we courting? Oh my god, why is it called courting?
Why'd you get so serious? It made me scared.
Because I thought I realized
Why is it called court? Give me a second. I don't know why it's called courting. Do you know?
I don't have like the
Oh, I
answer.
thought you were gonna like spill it.
But I had this click in my brain, but it's because I'm weird and we don't need to get into it. So let's just move on.
Or should we? Courting. Why? We're gonna have to Google that and get back to you.
Okay, my thought is back in the day when like the rich people and like royalty and shit, they would like the young women would go stay at court to find their court being like the palace.
Oh, I was picturing like
No, court being like, so like the king and
Ouch.
queen are in this place and the queen has her ladies and there are other like noble women and there are noble men. And then they would all at like the younger age or men that are looking for wives, they all stay at court. Like it was common for them to live in the palace and stay at court while you're looking for a husband or a wife. And then if you get married, you leave court and you go live together.
I mean, that feels like it adds up. So anyways, we're making courtship bracelets.
Courtship, yeah.
We haven't decided what they're all gonna say yet. We got letters and numbers, so who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
But explain.
What else am I supposed to? Oh, well,
Like-
we're gonna give them to people.
Like It's like a TikTok.
It's gonna be our conversation starter
trend. I don't know if it's a
trend.
It
is a TikTok trend because let me tell you, all the craft stores were sold out.
Wow. So
But,
it's a TikTok
it's
trend.
a trend.
So it's basically like we have gone out in the past with the intention of we're gonna meet people, go up to people, talk to them, but it's fucking hard.
It's like, how do you initiate it?
Yeah, especially if it's like a group of people in a group.
Yeah.
And it's like a friendship group, and you're like, I'm supposed to walk over to that group, and
yeah,
like,
not only do I have to go talk to this person
Yeah.
that I know I would like to converse with,
yeah,
but I have to walk up to them while they're with their friends and have everyone else perceive me doing this.
we'll just chicken out and not do it. Like we'll just end up being like, well, if someone wants to talk to us, they'll just come up to us. I know
I've had enough
maybe
to
it's a
drink, I
bad
can do
thing to depend on alcohol, but like it helps. I'm anxious.
Maybe it's a bad thing.
And it helps me. So yeah, I'm trying to think of like a topic of conversation that relates to dating in your 20s.
Dating apps. What are your thoughts?
Dating apps.
We've talked about them before, but I think society as a whole has shifted their view on dating apps since we've done an episode on that.
In what way?
I feel like more and more people are anti-dating apps these days.
It was like anti, then it was like in, and now it's anti again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, so my ex and I met on a dating app. So I technically have like a
success
story and like a good relation, like we dated for a while. It was good. So it's not like I have this bad view on it. But I will say that whenever anyone asked me how we met, I like felt weird saying Hinge. But then when I would tell someone, chance like almost
they had some
probably no, but like probably 95% of the people I said that to were like, oh yeah, I met my person on Tinder, or I met my whatever. And I'm like,
it is like that ongoing joke of like you go out on a date with someone from a dating app and you're like, what's our cover story?
Yeah, what are we gonna tell?
Like,
how are we
gonna tell other
yeah.
people?
Well,
but
like,
I don't think it's a shameful thing. I think it's just something we've projected on ourselves.
Oh, for
like
sure.
You said, it's like
just
you
a
say it out loud
stigma.
and everyone else is like, oh, me too.
Same. And like you talk to most people and chances are they're on a dating app too, because it's fucking hard to meet people.
Yeah.
I'll go through like, I mean, you talked about this, stages of like, oh, I want attention. I want someone to talk to. What's the quickest way to do that? Download a dating app, start talking to people.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I want to go on dates. I want a human connection. And then you got to get past the dating app and turn it into real life, meet up with that person. And that's fucking hard too.
Yeah. I think
it's harder than meeting someone first and then going on a date.
It's this extra layer of pressure, I think, especially because when I was on dating apps, I wasn't the kind of person that was like, you match and you set a date. I was like, no, I'm going to talk to this person for a while, see if it's, because I'm such an anxious person. I'm like, is it even worth meeting up with you? Like, am I going to like you? Yeah. And
you're fully vetting the person. Fully
vetting them. And I'm like horrified that someone's going to murder me, you know? So it's like, okay, are you willing to text me for a week before I like set a date, you know? But then it's like, okay, I saw your profile. I thought I'd potentially like you. I texted you for a while. Thought I would potentially like you. Now I have to meet up with you in person.
Yeah.
And like, what if all of that was for nothing? What if you look different than I thought you looked? Not that that's the end of the world. Or like, what if conversing like online is totally fine and in person there's like no chemistry and no banter. Yeah. And it's just like awkward silences. It's like this extra layer.
Yeah. That's so, it's like, and I think that's why our generation is so obsessed with like meet cutes and shit, is because like if it's a meet cute, then there's chemistry off the bat. Otherwise it wouldn't be a meet cute.
Yeah.
So like you meet someone at a bar and it's like this cute moment of like, oh my god, you're have this chemistry, you have this banter. So it's like, oh, let's exchange numbers. I'm not as nervous going into that first date.
Yeah, because I've already met you, I've already had chemistry with you, we've already hit it off.
Yeah.
Like,
and obviously I'm still gonna shit my pants every time I go on a first date. But
obviously.
It's just it's like horrible and annoying, but I don't know. Do you have any like, what's your general feeling towards dating apps now?
I'm pretty anti right now. Not
Mm.
like because I think they're bad. I think we've had dating apps around long enough that every app like kind of has its purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Not that there aren't outliers. Yeah. Tinder's for hookups.
Hinges for
Dating? Yeah, I would say dating versus relationships. Dating. Yeah.
Bumble
like,
is like
somewhere in between. It could go either way, honestly. But
those are the mains. I can't think of any other ones. Match.com.
eHarmony. Plenty of fish in the sea.
Christian Meet. What is that one?
Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle.
What's the farmers one? Farmers only.
Like, how many people
The
are
right stuff.
How many people are like members on Farmers Only? Like, how many
don't
farmers
know.
are there? I guess a lot.
Are you willing to like move states?
So
move
do you have to be
farms?
either a farmer or someone who wants to date a farmer? Or do you both have to be farmers?
That's a great question. But I was on dating apps for like literal years. And I had one like semi-success story.
I say that's a
guess.
Success. Like, you successfully dated.
Yeah. Yeah, we dated
Just
for,
because it doesn't
for a
turn
couple
into
of months,
something
yeah.
huge doesn't mean.
And I've gone on like, I wouldn't say a ton of dates compared to someone else that was on it for like the same amount of time as me, but I've been on a decent amount of dates from dating apps. What?
Do you ever talk to someone and they're talking about like their experiences on dating apps and like, oh yeah, I met up with this person, da da da, and they talk about it so casually, and you're like, wow, so you just like do that?
Not
Like, you
really,
just-
because I don't talk to a whole lot of other people.
Okay,
But I could see what you mean.
whenever I hear that from
There are
other
totally people
I'm
that
like-
are like, oh yeah, no big deal.
because like if I'm on dating apps and I'm talking to people, it probably is gonna take a lot for me to actually go to the next step of meeting that person.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you were saying about the stages.
Yeah, I have to be pretty sure that I'm gonna meet you in person.
You're
and
not just gonna
you.
like go for
Yeah,
shits and gigs to.
because when I
Because some
think
people
about
are
the
like,
people,
get the free meal. Just go get the free meal. I'm like, I can't.
I don't understand that when people are like, oh, girls gotta eat. I'm like, well, I love that energy, but
Yeah, good for you.
I'm not gonna put myself through psychological torture for a free meal when I could go to Trader Joe's. You know, like.
Love that for you guys that you can do it. It's just not
Yeah.
us. It's really not.
No, it's not. But I will say, because of that strategy, I guess I would call it,
Uh-huh.
like everyone I've gone on a date with, correct me if I'm wrong, because you always get the rundown afterwards. But I feel like every time I've gone on a date with someone, I've been like, oh, like, it was good.
There's
Like,
only
it was
one
a
that-
good date. Sometimes I'll be like, it was good, but I don't like them.
What about the food cart guy?
Oh.
I don't think
That
that
was
a good
the
date.
no, that was not a good date.
It wasn't, but I guess in comparison to like a bad date, it wasn't like,
No, it wasn't a bad
oh my
date.
god,
It just wasn't a good
come
date.
save me.
Okay,
Here's
but-
my fucking question though, because we talk about this. How, and we literally asked this the other day to Jessie. We were like, how do you meet people? And
Oh,
she was
yeah.
like, bars. Like, but what else?
And we're like, but what bars?
Is that the only?
Yeah, she's
In
like,
your
I don't know,
20s.
join a team.
Oh yeah, like in your mid-20s or late 20s, how do you? Oh, and she was like mutual friends. It's like
Yeah.
mutual friends and alcohol, like anything that alcohol is involved in.
I think like the best strategy is mutual friends. And like when Jessie said that the other day, we were like, okay, well, we know
So
each
you got
other's
any?
friends.
No? Do I got any?
No. But I feel like
Oh, man.
if we can just make friends, we'll be that much closer,
Yeah.
you know, like, and it'll bring us joy in another way. Because in particular, I feel like it's hard as like two girls just going out.
2 girls, 1 cup.
But I get
So switching on a different perspective on dating. Just in general, like, do you feel like, and I already know what you're going to say, but just for the sake of this conversation, do you feel like you're in a place with yourself, loving yourself, feeling confident, where like, yeah, I'm ready to date. I'm ready to be in a relationship. Like, I feel like good about myself and where I'm at, that I could like go into a
Yeah.
relationship, because we're talking about dating, but I know like you want a relationship. It's different than just dating.
Than
Well,
just
you kind of
dating,
have to
yeah.
date to get there, but
yeah,
goal-
but some people are just ready to be dating,
date, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel like I'm ready for that. To the point where I feel like I've been ready for that for so long that I'm like jaded.
Yeah.
No, I definitely went through, like, I think there are phases when you get out of a relationship of like, we broke up, and I don't even know how to breathe or live or exist. And then,
Fuck.
yeah, that sucks. And then you're like, sorry, I should have put a trigger warning before that statement. And then you come out of it just a little enough to just be like, okay, I'm really mourning like having someone to talk to all the time, having someone that compliments me, like getting attention. And then that was when I got on dating apps, because I was like, well, I want attention. And I knew which app to get on, you know? And then I would say I was in that phase for like a few months. And then maybe like 6, 7, 8 months post breakup, I was like, okay, yeah, like I could be ready to date someone else. And then COVID hit. Yeah. And I feel like I got to know myself like a lot better, and I grew a lot during that time, and was able to reflect back and be like, oh, actually, Kaylee, you were not ready for that at that point. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, it's to the point where it's frustrating.
You're like, I got this part figured out.
I got it together. Yeah. And I feel like I said this all the time last year. I don't know if I ever said it to you, but I was like, I'm going to buy a house, and then I'm going to meet a guy. You're like, check. Like, I was really excited about that. The idea of like, no, like I've got my shit together. Like I have taken care of myself. Not that you have to own a house to have your shit together.
But like, everyone has their things.
That was the goal that I had for myself. Like, I don't need a fucking man. I don't need a partner to buy a house. Like, I got that done. I've got my shit together. And now I'm like ready. Yeah. To date someone. And, you know, it's not gone so hot so far.
We've been talking a lot too. I think I said this. Yeah, I said this last time on the podcast. But about just like that. But then like, walking into a space, I'm confident, I'm hot, like I can own this room if I want to. Mm-hmm. And that is like such a powerful thing, because also like
I think that sets the tone for everything. The way you walk in the room.
Yeah. And like
that's where I'm not doing so well right now, which is funny because internally, like I feel that way. All my 50, 60-year-old friends at work are like, Kaylee, I just don't understand how you're still single. You're just the cutest little thing, and you own a house.
Does that make you feel good?
I mean, it's nice because they're complimenting me, but it's also
that
like,
would kind of annoy me, I think.
Well, they're always asking about my dating life because I'm like pretty much the only single one.
Because they're old and they're like, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're always asking me.
Offense.
And it comes with compliments, but it's also like, no, I'm still single. I have nothing new to tell you.
Sorry.
But they say all these nice things about me, and I agree. And I'm like, yeah, like,
you're right.
I'm
a fucking catch.
Yes, I'll literally say that. I'm like, I do think I'm so great. But so it's like, I don't know. I think I need to project that.
And that's like
more.
Another hard thing is knowing that technically you really could be dating like a shit ton of people if you wanted just to date. But it's like finding someone that fits with you. Yeah. Not just like,
which is something I feel really good about, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be like, oh, you've been single for 5 years? Like, but I don't think of it as a negative thing. Like you said, I could have had 1 million boyfriends by now. Yeah. If that was what I wanted, but I didn't want a boyfriend. I wanted the boyfriend.
She's not dating to date. She's dating to forever.
Dating to forever.
I feel like, and I said this last week too, I'm in my transformation era, and what's coming along with that is like my weight fluctuates a lot. I'm never just like one weight. I'm fluctuating all the time. I've been losing a lot of weight these days, but not like I'm just changing my lifestyle to be healthier. Yeah. So I'm losing weight. Went through a breakup, gained a lot of weight. I gained weight in my relationship too, though. Relationship weight. But
what happened?
Yeah. And then I kept gaining weight during the breakup period. And now I'm kind of in my, like I said this last week too, revenge era, Tara Yummy era, and I don't know. I keep going back and forth on like I genuinely do, and I've spent so much time talking to like myself, internally being like, your weight doesn't define you, but I feel better mentally. I feel more clear. I'm more confident in my skin when and this is for me personally. I don't feel this way onto anyone else. But when I'm my bigger weight, like I don't want to go out. And I understand that there's like a lot of discourse around this, but I genuinely, and I go back and forth on it. I'm like, my weight doesn't define me, but I actually feel better and healthier mentally and physically. And that losing weight happens to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's just what's coming along with it. And so that's like my internal dialogue all the time. But I do, and I saw a TikTok that someone posted, like, if you're someone who fluctuates from like a bigger size on a smaller size, or if you've been in both, because you know the difference of how people treat you in different sizes, it has such a fucking effect on you. So you can't help but think those things, because I am not kidding you. In the last few weeks, I've never gotten so many compliments since before I was in a relationship, from people I know, from people I don't know. And it's like, wow. And it's not just about it's like not just comments on my weight, but it's like different things are being affected and other people are noticing. So I'm like, oh, people notice. Like 2 people today commented on how I'm looking skinny and thin. And it's like,
I hate when people do that.
But like in the
I know
moment,
it comes from a nice place, but
in the moment when someone's like, wow, you're looking so thin, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool, it's like working. Like I'm just being super raw and honest. I'm not trying to like get into the deep shit of mentally what this is. I'm just being like honest. This is exactly how I was feeling today. I was like, yeah, I am really thin these days. Like, well, not really thin, but for me, like losing weight. And people are noticing. And so I'm like, if the people around close to me are noticing, other people are going to notice. Also, girls, not as much. Girls will flirt with me no matter my size. It's kind of interesting if you want to get into the psychology of that. Yeah. But men, like, and I've never been like huge. And huge, I don't even know what that is. Like, whatever.
Yeah,
what's the definition of that? I don't know. For me personally, my bigger size, I don't know what that even is, but like men will not speak to me when I lose weight, and it could be like 10 pounds, which I guess is a lot, but it's the way I'm treated by men is completely different. Like the TikTok was talking about this. Men won't even look you in the eyes when you're bigger. Like they don't. Like it's like you're invisible, you don't exist. And then when you lose weight, all of a sudden they're making eye contact with you. Like the bartender's actually treating you like a human being. Like you matter
you're
now.
Not a wallflower anymore.
Yeah, like I'm in this room and I matter now because I'm thinner. All of that being said, fucked up on so many levels. Mm-hmm. But I think the good thing about it is I'm not losing weight in a bad way. Like I haven't done anything extreme. I'm literally just being like doing good routines and treating my body how it should be treated and like fueling it in the right ways and things like that. So I'm losing weight as a product of those things. Yeah. Byproduct, is that how you say that? My point of all this is I feel like I could go out and talk to someone just because of that alone. And like be able to have a conversation with someone. When I'm bigger, I'm like I can't, because all they're seeing is that I'm a bigger girl trying to talk to them.
Yeah.
So I'm also more outgoing and stuff when I'm thin because I'm not afraid to be seen by people. Because when I'm bigger, I'm like, no one look at me. I don't want anyone to see me.
You want to blend in, yeah. It comes back to that confidence thing too, of like how much of it. I'm not saying that it's not people treating you differently because you look a certain way. I'm sure
it definitely is a real
that's
thing
a part of
because
it.
Multiple people talk about it. Yeah.
But I bet another component of that is like you're perceiving yourself this way
For sure.
So
it's
then
definitely a combo.
You don't walk in and own a room, and that
Yeah.
changes the way people perceive you too.
Yeah. When you push out that energy of like, I literally feel shit. I'm ugly. I'm disgusting. I feel shit about myself. If you're putting that energy out, it's not necessarily that those people are thinking that. It's just like they're probably turned off by your energy because you're projecting the way you feel about yourself onto other people, or maybe your partner even. And then it starts to change and you start to look at yourself differently. That comes back to walking into a room like, I'm confident, I'm hot as shit. People feel that. Like, you don't have to be the hottest, you don't have to be fucking Bella Hadid to walk into a room and be hot. It all comes back to dating though, because I don't know, I really believe that the energy that you are feeling, and that's why I asked you, like, how do you feel about you and where you're at? Because I don't think you can have a successful relationship if you're not like 100% happy with you. Yeah. And where you are. Are you gonna feel 100% about you forever? No, that's gonna fluctuate too. Yeah. But I think having that like foundation, also you're always gonna learn more about yourself. You're never gonna like fully know you. Like, you're always uncovering new things, but yeah, I'm not saying I'm like perfect with who I am right now, but I think I'm in touch with myself enough. I've like done important work on myself. Put in the work. And I think having had success on my own over the last several years has like been a big confidence boost for me. Oh, what a time. I was gonna say, should we end with our like worst date stories? But then I'm like, do we even really have any? I don't think you or I have ever been on like horrible dates. Like, my worst date was that food cart date. My worst date was when I was in 8th grade. Like, actually. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I've had really good dates. I just don't date. So I don't have like stories. Well, what was your 8th grade story? I don't even know if it's good enough to tell. Like, it's not that. Oh my God. What? Did you think of one? No, I just thought of something. I just found out today. Anyways, we could tell our best date stories. Do you have one off the top of your head? Yeah. Okay, go. It's with my ex though. That's fine. Okay. I can't. I don't even know how to fully tell the story because it was like the first week that we technically had met, but we had been talking for like 6 months. Oh, this is a good Do you know which one I'm going to tell though? Because there was multiple good dates that week. No, but the whole weekend was just so good. So we met on Hinge. We had talked during quarantine virtually for months. And I felt like we were already together. And I was like, I'm coming to California. So I got on a flight. If she could, she would. If he would. If he could. If he would, he could. If he could, he would. I we were not officially dating yet, but we went to this, if you know Orange County, like Corona Del Mar, is that what it's called? Yeah. Corona Del Mar has these really, really cute, like, viewpoints and, like, rocks, and, we went and sat out on this rock, and it's, like, literally looking over the ocean, and you can literally see all the stars in the sky. It was literally, like, the most insane, this is cheesy as fuck, but whatever. The whole weekend was cheesy as fuck. Yeah, it's fine. So cute. Like, literally the most insane landscape. I felt like I was in a fucking movie. And we're sitting there and just like, we're just so giddy at this point. It's like that stage, it was like the first week we met, but yeah. And we were literally looking at the stars and a fucking shooting star. God. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. And we were like, oh my God, did you see that? Oh my God, it's a sign. Aww. And then like in that moment, he asked me to be his girlfriend. That's pretty cute. It's like, I'm 16. Like, that sounds like a fucking, which is actually like great. Talk like, about me cute. We should have cheesy cute things for our whole lives. Like, it shouldn't just be a teenage thing. For sure. But I think we do that as a society. We're like, oh, that's like teenage love. Yeah. But like, we should be able to have those experiences. Like, yeah, you know, mini tangent. But and then we were staying in this hotel in OC, and right after that we were just like, on air, and we went to a gas station, got a shit ton of snacks from the gas station, went back to the hotel, and just like laid on in the bed and like ate snacks and chilled and drank red wine, and it was just like that's my
so
ideal.
fun.
That's my ideal
That's
kind of
so
shit.
great. Yeah.
Let's get junk food and just chill and like talk about shit. Like I don't need a fancy ass dinner. I like those though too. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm down for a fun ass dinner, but I also just love anything with like a scenery or anything that stimulates conversation, visual, like going to places like that, being outside. I just think makes a really good
adventure.
a really good date.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's probably
Oh, that's a great story.
that or the Disneyland one. But
Disneyland one.
I'm gonna go with that one though.
Disneyland one makes me cry.
That one's cheesy as.
Yeah, it is. I still though, when I hear that song, I think of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play lo-fi Disney music for my kids when they're doing their reading centers, and sometimes it comes on, and I'm like, oh. I, for the life of me, the whole time you were talking, I was like racking my brain because I know.
What is it?
I know the best date I've ever been on was with my ex. I just can't for the life of me think of a single date that we went on ever.
So you know it happened. You just don't know.
I know we went on good dates. But I can't think of one.
You got it.
The only one I can think of, it's not even a good date. I mean, in theory it is.
Sorry, she doesn't even remember your dates.
It's been fucking 5 years. We went on a lot of them.
And some of these dates,
We were together for like
dates happened like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I don't remember everything about when I was 14. The only one I can think of, and I want to be clear, this isn't my like best date memory, but it's the only one I can think of, so I'm gonna share it. He he came to visit me at school. I went to a private Christian university, so he wasn't allowed on campus.
Ew.
And did I borrow someone's car to pick him up from the airport? That doesn't sound like something I would do. I'm too paranoid, too anxious. I don't know. I somehow picked him up from the airport, and I had to smuggle him into campus.
How did you smuggle him in?
He was in the trunk with his bag over the top of
They
him.
literally check your car?
There's security check-ins at every gate because it's like not in a great neighborhood. They don't like check, but if they see people in the car, they ask for student IDs past a certain hour.
Okay. I get it.
So we hit him, and he stayed in my dorm that first night. Oh, it was for Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
And so he stayed in my dorm that night, and then the next night we got a hotel in downtown Phoenix, and we did like this little rental car thing that the school had, and we went to this restaurant downtown that, have you ever heard of? I don't remember what it's called, but it's in downtown Phoenix. It's in this really tall building, and it literally rotates 360. Like you're in a rotating restaurant. So we went to that restaurant.
I literally have never heard of this.
Really bougie, and we got super dressed up, and I look horrible in the pictures.
That's
and
fun.
then we went to a hotel, and
Love getting dressed up.
That was fun.
Who was it? What else happened that night?
I'll tell you when we're done.
Oh, I love that you had to smuggle him in. You know what was a really good date? That isn't it's definitely not either of our best dates, but I look back on it really fondly. When you were dating Fred, let's call him.
Fred. I don't know which guy you're referring to.
We had pasta. We made pasta.
Oh, that was fun.
Like I think any double date is just fun.
Yeah.
It's like if it's like your friend.
But that was a great double date.
It was such a good double date. We made like homemade pasta, like actual homemade pasta
from
and like
scratch.
God,
and we taught the boys how to do it. We
Yeah.
were like drinking wine, and
I just love any date where there's an activity.
yeah.
Like let's go play games. Like let's go do stuff. Like let's
Nickel Arcade. I had a lot of great Nickel Arcade dates.
Yeah. Well, not but sorry.
My bad.
Sorry, not sorry.
The only reason I would want to go on a dating app is like right after I see those funny TikToks and I just like get inspired. I'm like, I want to re-download it and just like be funny and not take it so seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're just so funny.
Why can't we be cool and funny?
Well, we are cool and funny. Just...
Yeah, but in a cool way. in such a
We're not cool and funny in a way where we go out in public and a guy's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, there are some people who
Once
are
they're
so
dating us,
good
they'd
at
be
it.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not like first impression cool and funny.
No.
If it was the right guy.
Or person.
Or girl. Sorry, I kept or person.
Or person.
When
Stop trying to put me in your heteronormative world.
When Mariah got here, I had been thinking about it literally all day. We decided
Straight guilt.
Seriously, the hetero guilt. How annoying!
It's
Playing the
because
guilt card.
it's because
We came up with this idea a week ago, and we were like, let's do some kind of craft. And then we're bad at making decisions, so I listed a bunch of things, and then I made a bracket.
We like organized fun.
And on the bracket, it wasn't just like bracelet making, it was like bracelets to give to boys. And then when she got here today, I was like, I'm pretty sure I said bracelets for boys, and I just like feel bad because they don't have to be for boys. No. It was
No. No. I thought it was TikTok. Word. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Thank you so much for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That is Kaylee. New episodes almost every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, actually. I'm going to say every Wednesday because we're holding ourselves accountable to that. Until we fuck up and miss one. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
We're pretty honest here. See you later.
Bye. Okay, I have to show you the